What we're going to look at in this video is the very basics of customizing one of the actions. You're going to learn some of the simpler functionality in Photoshop, the essential things that you really need to know, and how you can take the existing actions and just maybe tweak them a little bit and customize them for your specific ebook or CD application, whatever you got going on. So first off, let's open up the actions, and we're going to go with, let's do a box. We'll do box 2, step 1, and click play. So it does all the layout for us and gets some things lined up for us. Now again, what we're going to do is later on, I've got some more advanced customization things. I'm going to give you actually some design tips and some more in-depth training. But what we're going to do in this video is take this existing layout, and let's say, we don't have a lot of time. We just want to customize this and leave it as it is, because it looks really pretty good once you run this action. It looks pretty nice by itself. So we're going to just customize the text that's already here, and I'm going to show you how we do that. Now, in some of the actions, you will see a red area inside of the layout. Basically, that's a warning. That's telling you, don't put anything in this area, because in this particular case, the box is actually rounded. So if you were to put some text, right up in there, it would get cut off. So if you ever see that red, that just means, stay away from that area. Photoshop, one of the most powerful things about Photoshop is its ability to use what's called layers. And you can think of layers as little sheets of acetate, that clear stuff that they use for transparencies, stacked on top of each other. That's what layers basically amounts to. And each one of the elements that you see on the screen here is on a separate layer. We can turn those layers off and on. We can move the layers around and reorder them, and we can do a lot of different things to them. Most of what you see on the screen right now consists of text layers. And you'll notice I've got a drop shadow on this text layer. I've got an outline around this text layer. And then I don't really have anything special done to this one. So that just lets you know that you can apply effects to text layers, make them just a little bit more snazzy. Let's take a look at some of the basics with layers. This is the layers palette. If this is not visible, you'll want to go to Window and click Layers to turn it on. This is one of the most frequently visited panels inside of Photoshop, so you'll probably want to have that open. These layers that we're looking at all have a little icon that has a T in it. That lets us know this is a text layer. Photoshop has several different kinds of layers. A text layer is one of those kinds, and that just simply means that it's editable text. A lot of the elements inside Photoshop are graphical. That means it's made up of little dots, basically. But text is a little bit different because we can edit text. What I want to do right now is turn off one of these layers so you can see. See the little eyeball right here? That lets me know that the layer is on or that it's visible. And if I click on that, that turns the layer off. Notice the spine here disappeared. And I'll click on it and turn it back on. And it comes back on. I can do the same thing with any of these layers. I can turn several layers off. Okay? So that's turning layers off and on. If there's a layer that you don't want, you simply can turn it off. Now, to edit the existing text that's there, which is what we're going to do, you can simply find the layer that you want. Okay, this is the title. And you can double-click on the T here, and that will select the text tool for you and select that text. So, my marketing, and I'm at the end of this bounding box. You see the little dashed lines right here? So I'm going to hit Enter. You go down to the next line and type secrets, but notice how it's not showing up. That's because the text is larger than the bounding box is allowing me. So I need to make the bounding box a little bit bigger. This handle right here, notice my cursor, when I hover over that handle, changes to the double arrows. So I'll click and drag downward until that text appears, and bam, there it is. Okay, good. Now, if I want to finish a text, make a modification to text like this, and I can say I'm done, well, every time you hit the normal Enter key, you're just going to go to a new line. So to tell Photoshop that you're done editing the text, you can do two things. you can either switch to another tool, like the Move tool, for example, or you can hit the Enter key that's on the numeric keypad, and that will also finalize it for you. So we have successfully modified a text element inside of Photoshop, and now we've customized it. We need to move it up a little bit. So to do that, we're going to grab the Move tool. Then with that layer selected, you need to make sure that the layer is selected in the Layers palette. We're going to click and drag, and we'll go ahead and just move it up a little bit. And we're good to go there. Let's go ahead, and here is the subtitle. Let's select that layer. We're going to click and drag and move it down a little bit. And then we want to edit it again. So double click on the T. And we'll just change this to 7 fantastic ways to make money online. And again, hit the Enter key on the numeric keypad to finalize that. Now, I want to let everybody know, by all means, go ahead and leave the URL here in all of your products if you want to, okay? But just in case you don't want to, again, we're going to double click, and you would change this to, your website. Again, this is an optional step. You don't have to do this. And you can put any other information. My email at yourwebsite.com. Whatever you want. And again, hit the Enter key on the numeric keypad. Let's go ahead and grab the Move tool again. Click and drag and move that down. And bear in mind, remember we're dealing with the guide right here, the blue guide. So if you're centering something, take that into account. You want to center it from the blue guide to the other edge. Be about right there. And lastly, let's go ahead and do our spine. Double click on box 2 because that seems to be, yep, that's the spine. We'll double click on it and just duplicate that. My marketing secrets. There we go. Hit the Enter key on the numeric keypad. Now we're not quite done modifying this, and in the next video I'll show you how to add these effects to your text.